Hello everybody, how you doing? You having a good day, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, irrespective of your time zone or wherever you are. Thank you for watching this. Thank you for listening to this. If you're listening to this on Spotify, you might be driving, taking a walk, or just randomly doing anything. Thank you once again for checking out the BTB podcast. And hi, if you're new here, I'm your host Miracle Jane. And welcome once again to the BTB podcast. BTB podcast is Beyond the Blueprint podcast. This podcast is to help young adults navigate through life. The purpose is to impact and enlighten young adults like myself to never search for validation in any other thing than themselves, who they are, what they want to do, their potentials and everything in between to to remind them that everything is possible if they set their mind to achieve them. In this world there's no such thing as your limitation. Like you cannot be limited, right? There's no limit to who to your potentials, right? So the purpose is to enlighten and impact young adults like myself to never search for validation in any other thing than themselves, who they are, what they want to do, to remind them that everything is possible if they set their mind to achieve them. Reflecting through my experiences and how I've scaled through over the years, the goal is to change and impact one person. This is for the one. I love to say this is for the one person who needs that change, because definitely you might be that girl out there, that guy out there, that teenager out there, the young adult. You might, I don't know, regardless of your age or who you are, you might be searching for a change. And we are still early into the new year, and I think, this could definitely help you. I would be so blessed to be the one to make a change and an impact in your life. And that would be so cute and so beautiful. Beyond the blueprint, as the name implies, is bringing the God factor to help you navigate through life with God. As a young adult, I say this very, very often. You can't do life outside God. You can't do life without God, because, the world itself is a very, very, I like to say this, I like to that the world is a very dangerous place. You usually need somebody to help you watch your steps, right? You need the God factor in your life, right? And but irrespective of that, once again, welcome back to Beyond the Blueprint podcast, and I'm your host Miracle Jane. Yay! Okay, let's just dive into what you want to talk about today. From the thumbnail, you already know what this is about. From the thumbnail or from the title, if you're listening to this video on Spotify, or if you're listening to this on Apple Podcast, or you're watching this video on YouTube, we're going to talk about pressure today. Yeah, pressure is something that people like so many times they just like ignore. Pressure is real. Pressure is real. We have pressure from friends, we have pressure from families, we have pressure from literally everyone. We could even be the one pressuring ourselves. Like, yeah, sometimes we are the one pressuring ourselves. And it happens to me oftentimes. Like, it happens to me most times. I set so much targets for myself, and I'm sure I'm not the only person, with this type of scenario. And then you're doing so much to meet up to that particular target, right? And it's okay, like, and that's what I want to talk about it today. I want you to see the healthy side and the unhealthy side and find your balance, right? So let's just quickly dive into what we are going to talk about today. As I started, pressure is normal. I think we need to repeat that again and again. Pressure is normal. Like, pressure is literally normal. Pressure is normal. Okay, the reason why I'm emphasizing on pressure is normal is because I remember sometimes when I'm pressurized by some things, oftentimes, I'm like, I let it overwhelm me so much. Like, I'm so overwhelmed, and I'll be so tense. I'm like, but I have to start telling myself that pressure is normal. In this world, you'll be like, pressure is actually very, very normal, right? Life is designed to pressure you. Life is designed to pressure you in the sense that I saw, a few days ago, I was talking to this friend, and I saw she posted something, and she was like, she missed this, she missed that, you know, and she was just telling me, she was just literally just venting and telling me about it. And there was something that really, really, got me there, and something I oftentimes, always tell people, and I always tell myself. And starting from school, let me just use this very, very real scenario. School, right? So starting from school, you have mates that you guys just wrote work. Probably you just wrote work, or you're looking for you want to enter uni, or you're done with uni, or you want to go to south. Whatever phase you are, just use this and apply to that, right? So imagine you just finished secondary school like I did then, and then you have your mates and you have friends. They're like, and you're like, oh God, I remember this time I was so precious. I wanted to go into uni so bad. Like that year, I wanted to get into uni that year, and it was just so much. I remember then I wouldn't like, it was just a lot on me because I felt as though, oh, if I don't get into uni that year, I failed. Like literally, I thought, oh, if I don't get into that year, I failed. My mates are gonna be here and I'm gonna be there, and and all these mixed feelings and mixed emotions. And I'm just so grateful to myself because, having that conversation with a friend, I noticed how far I have grown. Because I told her, I was like, you know that in this world, you always have mates. When you're done with secondary school, you have mates. Now, let me see, for instance, you didn't get into school that year. So you got into school next 2 years, next 3 years, new mates. When you're in uni, you have your mates. You guys, you find, oh, like, yeah, you're actually, you are doing well. You feel like you're making progress, and then you're done with school. Some of those people, that's when people got to realize that, like, after uni, most times you realize that your mate in uni is not actually your mate, because some of those people in school, they have people who have, they have visa, they have everything. Immediately they drop their last pen, they're going abroad. There are people who already have businesses that they are going to run. And then there is you who don't even know the next step you want to take. You just finished school and you don't even know what you want to do. There's no help from nobody. Nobody's giving you a dime. You're literally trying to struggle to even afford little things, basic things, right? And then that's what I always tell people, yeah. So in that situation, you could be so pressurized. And most times the pressure doesn't even come from the fact that, oh, you don't have money, or maybe you are not really, financially stable. The pressure comes from the fact that you're like, oh my God, me and this guy, we wrote exam together. Like, this is my mate. Like, this girl, literally, like, we used to sit in the same seat and all these things. And then she's abroad, she's in the UK, and you're in Nigeria, struggling. And this is very, very normal. This is somebody life experience, not mine, but this is somebody life experience, yeah. And this is what I want to tell you, that, like, life is designed to pressure you. Cut that whole crap. Like, it's not easy, but you have to tell yourself that you got no mate. Guy, like, girl, you got no mate. You have nobody's your mate. Like, literally, you don't have any mate, because after school, let me see, you even start doing well for yourself. Fine. You go for service, there's a new mate. When you want, before you know it, your friends are getting married, you're not married. Pressure is something that keep happening to you, right? So your friends have a car and then you don't have nothing, and then all these things, right? And I feel like this is very, very, most times, very, very common with people who just graduated from uni, right? So life is meant to pressure you. These are just instances of pressure. You might notice the cut. I think the light went off, so I had to pause, and then after like 30 minutes, I'm back now. Welcome to Nigeria. That's Nigerian, by the way. I'll just go straight to the second point, which is how to manage and control pressure. Right? How to manage and control pressure, and then we are going to look at contentment as number one key. Be content. Like, I feel like if you are in a group, if you're a girl and you're like in a group where you have people who are, are living an expensive lifestyle, who are into a lot of things that you don't even know and you're not aware of, and maybe they are having like good fine, like they're earning well and they're taking care of themselves very well. The competition between girls now and high maintenance, like everybody wants to do high maintenance, and then you don't have the finance to do that, but you are in the group, you're in between, like you are in that group of circle. There's gonna be a lot of pressure on you because you might really not know. Maybe their money might be legit, maybe, right, and maybe not. And then there is you who literally just trying to get through life and then just trying to do your best, and then in that cycle is gonna be very, very unhealthy for you. But like imagine having to compete with people who are not, on the same level with you. And then it will push you into being pressured, literally to push you into being pressured. And then sometimes you have unhealthy competition and then you want to be like this person, you want to be like this person. And that's why I really emphasize on being content and just focusing on your own journey and on your own path, right? Growing at your own pace. For the girls, grow at your own pace, right? Be content with every little thing you have. You have that work, you have that job that just paying you 20K, 30K, 40K. It doesn't matter. Be content. Because I remember when I was earning lesser, and I'll be like, oh, when I'm earning more, I would be able to, a few years back, what I earn now, I remember saying then I was like, if I'm earning this certain amount, I'll be at least. But right now, I'm earning that certain amount, and I still want more, and it's not even enough. I think as we grow, responsibilities grow. I think that is why that whole situation is like that. So please be content and stay focused on your journey. Don't forget who you are. There's this thing I like. I think it was Tusi that said it. He said, "Never forget who you is." Yes, Tusi said, "Never forget who you is." I used to always say that to myself, very, very often. So, you know, you can control pressure from families. People are forcing you to get married and you don't want to get married. It is a real life scenario and it happens. Parents are getting cars, getting those big gigs, traveling abroad, and you feel like you are stuck. Because I don't think anybody is stuck. I just feel like the person needs to find what they love doing and become better at it, and you see you fly, right? And we are all in that phase. I'm in that phase of also trying to be better, trying to find myself, trying to find my abilities, and trying to genuinely just grow and and just impact people and do my best. Like at the end of the day, it's about doing your best, regardless of whatsoever anyone else says or do, right? And I think that's it about controlling pressure. And I think I want to do something. So like you can, in your comment section, listening to this, you can actually add some things you think I might miss out on, and then it might eventually also help me or help someone else. You know, all right. Thank you so much. I want to also talk about using pressure to your advantage. I think I've actually touched on this when speaking, but yeah, use pressure to your advantage. Yeah, you have the ability to control and define what you see. You have the ability to control and define what I see. So yeah, let me see. Yeah, currently, because right now I remember, I think I said something. I said this year I want to, like, sometimes I set crazy goals for myself. So this year I said I want to get a car. I want to get a house. I want to move out. So I want to get an apartment. I want to get a car, and I want to also start a business, like what, millions of naira. I'm laughing because maybe by the end of this year, I'm like, wow, I mean, girl, you did it. You actually got it. Because at this point, I'm just in the midst of finding my way on how to get that big opportunity. Because I feel like I'm at the stage of my life where I need to move out of my apartment, of my family apartment, because I stay with my family. I need to move out. Like it is an urgent issue, not because anybody is literally maybe telling me to move out. But I just feel like I have to. Like it's time for me to move out. I feel like no, all these people say that when you move out, you just have the ability to grow and just become better and do better. And I feel like the sense of adulting and adulthood and responsibility literally just shows up in your face, and you're able to learn that. But I feel like tough things make people, like tough times are good. Tough times are good because it literally makes you stronger, it makes you better, right? So I sorry I deviated. So like use pressure to your own advantage. Switch that pressure into something that can benefit people, can benefit others, right? And either whether you're being pressured from school, pressured from friends, pressured from life, pressured from whatsoever, switch it to your advantage. And how do you do that? Number one, find your own healthy friends. I think that's number one. That's number one way to overcome pressure. Find healthy relationships. Find healthy relationship, whether you're a girl, a guy, a young mom, whatever. Find healthy relationships.
Hi, I'm your host Jane, and you're listening to Beyond the Blueprint podcast.
It's literally like almost 2 hours after I recorded last. The lights went off and they had to fix it. Don't be in circles where you know that you are competing. Like these people really just make you like you literally know that you are competing. You are not trying to be better. There's no between trying to be better because you can just be like, oh, I want to be better. I want to be, you know, do this better, and I just want to be better for me. And then being in an unhealthy, like pressurized to just meet up to someone else standard, even though maybe someone else standard is like your next 2 years or 5 years, right? So I think this is something that will help. Put yourself in an unhealthy in a healthy relationship. Be among people who genuinely encourage you, who want you to be better one step at a time. Do not go and involve or indulge in with things and with people that you know that are gonna that genuinely doesn't even love you. They just want you. They just pressurize you, and this is what some young people do these days. You see them being in unhealthy cycle, and then suddenly the little money you earn is not more enough. The little things you do for yourself, your achievements, you don't count them, and then at the end of the day, you're gradually falling into a depressed state, right? And then this is one of the ways I believe you can use pressure for your advantage. And I think we should, as young people, as young adults, teenagers, we should look out for these things. Like we should just be careful about the decisions we make, about the people we even share our ideas to. Literally, there are people you share your ideas to, and then they take it, and then they use it in a wrong way, right? They use it in a wrong way, and at the end of the day, you end up not even doing the things you want to do, not becoming the person you want to be. You know how you have like eggs, and then you put it in a place where you know that they are going to be kept, you know, secured. That is how ideas are. They're like these eggs that are so fragile. You have to carefully keep it. You have to carefully, you know, you know, tell people who genuinely want to see your growth, right? And I think we know where to place ourselves in this. I think I had a lot to say, but because of the fact that the whole thing has just been up and down. I literally said I was going to finish up this episode. So I don't know. You might feel like, oh, at some point, you didn't really get this point. You didn't. I'm literally so sorry. I think I'll just do a little summary. I think we're talking about pressure being normal. And then I know I spoke on, how life is designed to pressure you and how to manage and control pressure, and then how to use pressure for your advantage. Um, if this, I hope this makes a meaningful impact in you. I hope this change something in you. I hope this makes you become better, makes you choose the right friend circle. I hope this makes you, generally just want to be better and just be good. Um, Thank you so much for always checking out my episode. If you are new here, welcome. Like it. I love to see like the new face. Last time I got like a lot of new people. Thank you for always checking out. Thank you for even having the time to subscribe. It really mean a lot to me. And thank you for that one person, that two person, three persons who always come back to listen to my podcast, who always share this podcast. And I just love people who are genuinely intentional about their growth and want to also help people grow. I mean, that's literally what real friends you are. You are actually like one of the realest ones. And thank you so much. As I grow, I'm also learning and I'm also trying to be better. And then who knows, we just literally just see ourselves at the top. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, whatever you're doing, just make sure that you are literally just putting yourself in the right place, being with the right people. I wish you success. I can't wait to see you at the top. Thank you. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you're watching on YouTube, follow on Spotify. Literally just I'm on TikTok, Instagram, my socials are there. You can actually check me out. Thank you so much. Bye.